For decades, Liam Neeson has stood beneath bright lights, surrounded by cameras, applause, and admiration, embodying strength and calm authority on screen. To audiences, he is the definition of composure, a man whose presence feels steady, controlled, and fearless. Yet beyond the characters and the acclaim exists a far quieter reality, one shaped by love, loss, and endurance. Fame gave Liam opportunity, but it never insulated him from pain. As the years passed, his face came to reflect more than success. It carried memory, grief, and wisdom earned the hard way. His life reveals a truth many overlook, that even those who appear unbreakable live with private battles no role can portray. At 73, Liam's journey is less about stardom and more about humanity, about how a man continues forward after life removes what mattered most. His story reminds us that resilience is not loud. It is lived quietly, day by day. A love born under stage lights. Long before tragedy entered his life, Liam found a love that felt grounding and rare. He met Natasha Richardson in 1992 while performing together on Broadway, where chemistry unfolded naturally rather than dramatically. Natasha's warmth, grace, and vibrant spirit balanced Liam's quiet intensity, creating a connection that felt both immediate and deep. Their bond grew not through spectacle, but through shared respect and emotional honesty. When they married in 1994, the ceremony was intimate, reflecting the life they wanted, rooted in presence rather than display. Natasha's surprise performance at their reception, singing a song filled with affection and joy, became one of Liam's most cherished memories. Their love was not defined by headlines, but by moments of laughter, partnership, and mutual support. Together, they built a relationship that felt safe and enduring, a home where careers mattered less than connection, and where love was expressed through consistency rather than grand gestures. Building a family away from the spotlight, marriage quickly grew into family, and with it came a sense of purpose that reshaped both their lives. Liam and Natasha welcomed 2 sons, and parenthood became the center of their world. Despite their professional success, they made deliberate choices to protect family life from constant exposure. Natasha adjusted her career so she could be present, while Liam worked with an understanding that home mattered as much as any set. Their household was filled with warmth, humor, and stability, offering their children a sense of normalcy rarely afforded to families touched by fame. Even as Liam's career expanded, he remained deeply connected to the rhythms of family life. Those years were not perfect, but they were rich with meaning. They created memories rooted in togetherness rather than achievement, unaware of how deeply those ordinary moments would later sustain him when life changed in an instant. The day that changed everything. In 2009, an ordinary family trip became the dividing line in Liam's life. A simple accident during a skiing lesson led to consequences no one anticipated. At first, there was reassurance and calm, the belief that everything was fine. Then confusion, urgency, and finally, devastating loss. Natasha's passing was sudden and irreversible, leaving Liam to confront a reality he had never imagined. The shock was profound, not only because of what he lost, but because of how quickly it was taken. In one moment, his partner was present and smiling. In the next, she was gone. The world continued moving, but his stopped. Grief did not arrive as chaos. It settled as silence. Liam became a single parent overnight, carrying sorrow while trying to provide stability for his sons. That day reshaped his understanding of time, love, and the fragility of everything he once assumed was guaranteed. Learning to live with absence. In the months and years that followed, grief became a constant companion. The home that once echoed with shared routines now felt quieter, heavier. Liam continued working, not out of ambition, but as a way to function, to give structure to days that otherwise felt unanchored. Responsibility to his children demanded strength even when he felt depleted. loss did not fade. It transformed, becoming something he carried rather than something he resolved. Like many, he sought ways to soften the weight of pain, learning gradually that avoidance only delayed healing. Over time, he chose clarity over escape, presence over numbness. Grief did not disappear, but it evolved into remembrance. Natasha remained part of daily life through memory, stories, and values passed on to their sons. Liam learned that loving someone does not end with loss. It simply changes shape, becoming quieter, but no less powerful. Sons as living continuation. As his children grew, Liam saw reflections of Natasha in their choices, humor, and resilience. Both sons followed paths influenced by creativity and independence, honoring their mother in ways both visible and personal. One embraced acting, working alongside Liam while carrying her name forward as a sign of respect and connection. The other chose an entrepreneurial route, building something of his own while celebrating the joy and warmth Natasha embodied. Watching them grow became a source of pride and healing for Liam. They were reminders that love does not vanish, it multiplies. Through them, Natasha's spirit remained present, not as loss, but as legacy. Fatherhood deepened Liam's understanding of responsibility, teaching him that strength includes gentleness and that guidance matters more than control. His role as a parent became less about protection from pain and more about helping his sons face life with openness and courage, opening the door to new chapters. For many years, Liam kept his personal life private, focused on parenting and work. The idea of new love felt distant, not forbidden, but emotionally complex. Over time, however, companionship returned quietly, without expectation or urgency. Recent connections have been marked by ease rather than intensity, by shared laughter rather than grand declarations. Those close to him understand that moving forward does not mean moving on. Love, when healthy, does not erase the past. It honors it by allowing life to continue. Liam's willingness to remain open reflects growth rather than forgetting. It shows a man who understands that grief and joy can coexist, that honoring memory does not require solitude. This chapter of his life is not about replacement, but renewal, about allowing warmth back into spaces long shaped by absence, and discovering that the heart still has room to expand. Work as reflection, not escape. Professionally, Liam continues to choose projects that align with where he is in life. His performances carry depth shaped by experience rather than spectacle. While action roles introduced him to new audiences later in life, he has also embraced stories that allow humor, vulnerability, and reflection. Work is no longer about proving anything. It is about expression and balance. He values projects that bring joy as much as those that demand intensity. This shift reflects a man comfortable with who he is, unafraid to explore lighter moments alongside heavier themes. His longevity is not accidental. It comes from reliability, humility, and a deep respect for the craft. Audiences respond not just to his skill, but to the honesty he brings to every role. His career mirrors his life, steady, adaptive, and rooted in authenticity rather than constant reinvention. Love that endures beyond loss. Liam Neeson's life is ultimately a story about love in its many forms: romantic, parental, remembered, and renewed. He has known deep connection and profound grief, yet neither has defined him entirely. Instead, they have shaped his understanding of what it means to live fully. Love did not leave with loss. It transformed, guiding how he raised his children, chose his work, and approached new beginnings. His journey reminds us that sorrow and hope are not opposites, but companions across a lifetime. At this stage of life, Liam moves forward with quiet gratitude, honoring the past while embracing the present. His story does not seek sympathy or spectacle. It offers something far more enduring, proof that even after profound loss, the human heart remains capable of growth, connection, and a gentle return to happiness.